What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brewed Opinions podcast. We're into episode 11 now. We are rocking and rolling, dude. What's up, KT?
What's up, man?
I'm going to walk you through this, but I kind of didn't see it, but I kind of see it.
Yeah, it's just like, for me, Paul Heyman's always like, he's looking for the best advantage for him in his career. He's always been that way. Yeah, he's the special advocate until he's not the special advocate for you. And is this the time where he realizes that Solo is actually taking over and is the one he needs to go forward with? And so he needs to bring in one of his guys who CM Punk has come out and said once matches with Roman, they have history. I mean, during CM Punk's run in WWE, Roman and him had history. So it's like, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for Heyman to cash in on advancing himself. Because at the end of the day, Heyman's a weasel. Like, we all know Heyman's a weasel. We love him. And he sets Easter eggs all the time. That guy's one of the most brilliant minds in professional wrestling.
He's got his fingerprints all over this bloodline story from the get-go. And we were talking
Triple
about...
H probably just been letting Heyman probably run with this.
We talked about this earlier. Like, I really hope that they're not flying by the seat of their pants, that they actually have this thing written out to WrestleMania.
Well, that's what it started to feel like with like Bronson Reed getting added in. But then, you know, I've seen some things where they're like, Heyman wants Bronson Reed to be his new guy. And I get it. He always goes with the biggest, baddest dude. And the fact that Bronson, like, that it's taken everything in Seth Rollins to finish off Bronson Reed, it's like, oh, he sees what a monster this dude can be.
And if you listen to Paul Heyman's history, he has a big history with that family.
Yeah.
Like with Sika, and like he has deep roots with the Anoya family. Mm-hmm. The beauty about the bloodline, and I know I saw this week that a couple people commented about that
being over it,
the bloodline is the reason why you stopped watching and everything. But and the best era is the era that you grew up in, and I get that. But you have to respect what the business is. Like the NWO storyline. Yes, that was when we were young, and that's what made it so great, and that's what did so many good things. But the bloodline story is what our kids are going through now. But the key is you have to respect the amazing storytelling that's gone on with this bloodline. And even from the very beginning when it first formed and they were starting to show dominance, to the Cody situation, to the Sammy situation. The Sammy part of the storyline was so good. And now that we're getting back into this, like the bloodline story, it's amazing to say this, that it is so far from over.
Yeah.
Like,
if you look at it like this, like I went back last night and I was watching YouTube, and it was like a playlist of like the bloodline beginning, and this dates back to 2015. If people even want to.
There was hints of a bloodline.
The Usos
they never called themselves the bloodline.
No. But they were acknowledging the fact that
nice play on
that
words.
That their family, that the Usos were coming out and saving Roman after the Shield and Roman broke up. Roman was left basically by himself.
But they never called themselves the bloodline.
No, but they would show up, save him. I mean, I forgot about like him and his thing against King Corbin, him against the Leagues of Nation, Sheamus, and all that. Like this was all in that like playlist of like.
Boy, KT's been doing his homework, man.
Yeah, dude. Because you forget about it.
Yeah.
When you get caught up in the rebirth of him, and Shinsuke may take him to that dark side that like ends up elevating LA Knight.
Kind of like when he went up against Bray Wyatt.
Exactly.
Yeah, which was totally out of the blue.
Right.
And I didn't see those two guys working together.
No. And I think Shinsuke can do that, especially with this, like you said, like the way he had started that with Cody, but Shinsuke now is coming back like being this kind of mysterious character. And the like, I thought that promo he cut the other night was awesome. Like why he's coming back for him.
Oh yeah.
It was really good. And LA Knight needs something like that. Like it can't just be another like, oh, I'm gonna take on the next guy, and I'm this. Like, make him get into a program that like pushes him out of his comfort zone and makes him do some serious work.
Yeah, because he did great when he feuded with Roman for the short period of time leading up to a crown jewel match.
Yeah,
which you knew he was never going to win the title.
Right,
but it was, I mean, the Shinsuke return, I don't think anybody saw that coming. As nobody really knew what his status was.
Yeah, that was a SmackDown prior.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. We at this point we don't really know what the other matches are.
No.
Like we've got
Gunther Damien's not set, right?
Gunther Damien is set.
That
Yes,
is
is
set?
happening.
Okay.
Yes. Which oh my God, what a situation with Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up tonight, man.
I mean, you guys know how much we are fans of Ludwig Kaiser, and according to you guys, with all your posts and reactions to our clip, we know you love Ludwig Kaiser too.
And he had a moment on Raw the other night
When he came out and attacked Braun and then went for Sheamus, which he already has the history with Sheamus. But I just thought it was...
Gunther telling him
basically, was
man.
that the end of Imperium?
It could be. I don't know.
I think it was. I think that was a symbolic end to Imperium.
Especially I'm speaking German and
yeah, and it was just like, it's time for you to do it on your own.
Yeah.
And
don't worry about me.
I love Ludwig Kaiser, man.
Yeah.
I think that he is a superstar in the making.
And in that moment that they gave him the other night, he owned it. Him standing on the steps.
When he stood over Sheamus and then he destroyed the dog, the unstoppable Bron Breakker. Like, Ludwig Kaiser, man, I love that dude. I think he is an untapped resource. I think he is the future, and he could be something so special. Imagine seeing matches like Ludwig Kaiser and Seth.
Yep.
Like guys like that working with him. Like Ludwig Kaiser, like he's been in the physical beatdown matches with Sheamus, and they put on some bangers. I know we keep saying that, but like I Braun, whatever. But obviously they're probably setting up some kind of triple threat situation.
Probably.
But like Ludwig Kaiser and someone like Seth Rollins, how good would that be? How good would that be? Both of them on the mic, because Ludwig can bring it on the mic too.
Oh, he's awesome. Dude, we always talk about it. Like, when you get heel heat, you've made it. That is like the number one thing that you can do. And the whole arena the other night was chanting, "You suck."
Yeah.
You suck. And he was just embracing it. I told you when I saw him in Bangor last December, it was a year ago, or almost a year ago, I wasn't really that caught up on who Imperium was and everything, and he was the one person outside of Cody and Seth who just, of course, they were going to be amazing when they came out, but the way that dude owned that arena, small house show in Bangor, Maine, and got so much heat without announcers, without anything, I was like, this guy is fucking something.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy is something.
Can you imagine though matches with Cody, matches with Ludwig, matches with Seth, matches with Gunther?
Yeah.
Like you're setting up that
protege turns, protege versus the master. Like,
well,
the ring general.
Yeah, when he says, "Would you see the ring general again?" and there's so much they can do.
Look at him eyes. Do you still see him?
Yeah, there's so much you could do between the two of them.
Yeah.
I think Ludwig Kaiser is an untapped resource, and I think he could be a superstar in that company.
Very good in the ring. Very good at
and what I
crowd.
loved when he came out and attacked Braun and then went for Sheamus, I was like, dude, this is what I want to see.
When I saw that, I was like, I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, like it was so good. Like, I love that dude. I think he is underutilized, and I think the powers to be are starting to realize that there's something special there with him.
Yeah. It's like we talk about everything. Like, I think there's so much talent in the WWE now that, like, even with the Bloodline story, and people maybe getting a little short on it, or kind of, hey, there's so much talent within that own story. Like, not everybody can be going for the belt all the time. They have to have all these side things going on. And when you are actually a character in the WWE that gets your own side story that's outside of the belt, that means there's something about you that...
When you can carry a program without the belt, like the Bloodline's doing right now, that means something special is going on.
Yeah.
If you can captivate an audience and zero belts involved, that means you're the real deal.
Because Cody hasn't had a real story, and he's the overall champion.
Yeah, I mean, this
for a while, and the KO thing's going to be.
And whenever they fight, Randy's going to show up, and it's going to set up the triple match for WrestleMania. That's Cody's match for WrestleMania. That's what it is. We don't know what's going to happen. Like, I mean, even with War Games happening, what's the conclusion in the Bloodline? Nothing's going to end that night.
Nope.
There's no, I mean, something big, like, I believe.
I don't even know if something big will happen that night in particular.
I believe there's going to be some kind of appearance from The Rock and possibly a new family member. Mm-hmm. And are we going to find out what Heyman's real reasoning for doing what he's doing?
Right.
Maybe he's wearing the red because that's the OG Bloodline colors.
True.
All their new colors. I want to get that Sammy Uso shirt.
Yeah, I know. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. That's a good thing is they have actually developed this thing like so well in the short time that they have that like there's so many outcomes that can come from this. And it's exciting to see where they take it. Like it's fun to fantasy book it and think about where it can go. And maybe you get disappointed about where you think it's going to go and it goes this way, but odds are they're going to pay it off somewhere down the line. Yeah. Like all these things can happen. Like I don't know. I think it's awesome.
I mean, they're just setting up so many things. I mean, we have 2 more nights before Survivor Series. You know, what stories are going to be told on Raw? What's the go home on SmackDown? You know, Saturday night Survivor Series, can't wait for it. I mean, there's so many. We don't even have the card yet.
You know what I thought was a great line by Damian Priest the other night? Just thinking, I was like I had to get it up before I was thinking about it. Was after Gunther attacked him after he talked to Ludwig. And Damien sits down in the chair and leans over him, and he's like, "You may be the ring general or the king of the ring, but I'm the king of the streets." And I'm like, "That's a good line for Damian Priest moving forward." Yeah. Like,
yeah,
that was awesome. I thought that was a cool moment. And then the GM of Raw comes, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just had to have a conversation with your champ."
Yeah, I still don't know what they're doing with Gunther. Like, they've really weakened him. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where that's going to lead.
I thought it was something that at least Gunther was like, went and tried to like attack Damien. Like, but then he just gets the shit kicked out of him, like real quick and real easy. Like,
yeah, I don't know what the end game is for Gunther. Like, they've really changed their direction with Gunther in the last 3 weeks.
Because he was, like, on this project.
He was on this guy that, man, he could hold the belt for years.
Yep.
And now it's like...
Damien's calling him weak. He's acting weak.
He went to attack him, and Damien...
Is he trying to, like, pull this thing where he listened to Cody about being a real champ, and now he's trying... Is that the angle they're going with him? Because that was the only promo that those two had against each other, was that... Gunther's like, I do what I want, and Cody's like, you don't even understand what it's like to be a champ. This is what you have to do. So is that him now trying to be like more of a reserved, like
I don't
business,
know, man.
like following the? But it's like that's not what makes Gunther special.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to.
And
think
then he
about
lets
that.
Ludwig go. You know, telling it like.
And
when before he always needed him to be, you know, a true heel always has the guys who really take care of business for him.
Ludwig's going to come back and beat him eventually.
Yeah.
So I still don't know what Gunther's story is for WrestleMania.
No.
Because obviously they're doing the Damien thing now.
And Damien might win the belt at Elimination Chamber, and
I don't think he will. I still don't.
Or I mean at Survivor Series if it's this week or whatever.
Yeah, I don't really know all the matches, to be honest. I don't think they've announced them all, other than the 2 War Games matches.
Those are the only 2 that
I think Gunther and Damien are happening. Cody and KO will probably happen. You're not going to have You're not going to not have.
Well, Judgment Day is going against the War Raiders. And is there another team they could put with them for Survivor Series?
No, they don't need to.
Because that's a 4-on-4.
They don't need to, though.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I don't think you're going to see a traditional Survivor Series match as much as we want one. Mm-hmm. I think the WWE has no interest in doing that.
The belts are all tied up in different things. I mean...
Yeah, I don't think they're going to throw together an IC match so quick.
Is Shinsuke and LA Knight gonna?
Yeah, one of those. I feel like one of those titles will have to be defended. I'm sure we're going to see some stuff this week, but there's a lot that hasn't been decided yet, and we're only a week away. We only have 2 more shows, 2 more live shows, and then we got what else? We got Saturday Night Main Event getting ready to start again. Do you know that, KD?
Yeah,
we got Saturday Night Main Event starting again.
Old school. That's what we used to watch when we were kids, man.
So you got Saturday Night Main Events. You got Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble still to come before WrestleMania. And I feel like Royal Rumble is happening after Elimination Chamber, which never used to happen.
Yeah. You know what's funny, man? Like, I watched this last night, too. I had a lot of time in my hand. I didn't do much. I needed a recharge day, and I got it. I got to see the Gators win a game, surprisingly. I got to see the Magic win, which are killing it. And then I'm going to go full wrestling tonight. So I ended up going back, and I went on Peacock, and I was watching some stuff, and I went retro, and I wanted to see, like, old rivalries and old, like, it was a timeline thing. And it was Macho Man versus Ric Flair when Ric Flair came back over, when Ric Flair first came over to the WWE. And what got me thinking about this is, like, in today's day and age with wrestling, and it's like you can find the spoilers, you can find all these different things. Like, we're so involved in it. But when I was a kid, the beauty about wrestling was, like, there wasn't an every week show. You had Saturday mornings, and then you got to, like, see, like, they'd have, like, I mean, remember Vince McMahon had his own, like, late night talk show?
Yeah.
And so it was Flair, and it was when Flair and Macho Man were going against each other. I think it was like WrestleMania 7. And Flair puts out on the cover, because back in the day, WWE used to have a magazine, WWE magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Come out every
I used
week.
to have it.
And on the cover, Mr. Perfect was Flair's dude. And he goes, I got the thing that's going to get Macho Man so crazy. And it was Miss Elizabeth. And he goes, what was the line he kept saying? It was like, she was mine before she was yours. And it was like this fake photo, or it was like supposed to be this real photo spread of like Flair and Miss Elizabeth. It was I forgot. Watching it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember watching this as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And how it was like, it felt like real news. It was like before, like when I still was like teeter-tottering on a wrestling.
Saturday morning wrestling was where it was at. I mean,
yeah.
you
That
know,
was all you got.
That's where you had the barbershop scene. You had so many things that happened. That's all I can remember. And then when they came out with WWE Raw, I mean, it was like a huge deal. We got, oh my God, we're going to get this every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we are 30-something years later, and it's going to Netflix.
And when Raw first came out, it was taped. It wasn't even a live show.
Yeah, it wasn't live. And they were forced to go live when they started getting their butt whooped.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, this weekend's going to be good. We got a big week of, a Raw. We've got a SmackDown. We got AEW just coming off of Full Gear.
Yeah.
So we got, what's going to happen with the Christian Cage attack on Jon Moxley. We got a lot of stuff going on.
By the way, we are going full wrestling from here on out.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be a wrestling, the Brute Opinions wrestling podcast is what's gonna happen from now on.
Yeah, we are gonna be very involved with everything.
We're gonna be talking about different independents. We're gonna be talking about AEW. We're gonna be talking about TNA. As we get into it, we got to get ourselves more.
Yeah, we're gonna be. We're gonna bring more than just WWE, NXT, TNA, NWA. But Full Gear happened the other night, so we'll have to dive in to see what happens with Moxley and where they're going with AEW, all that good stuff.
A lot of old WWE cast members are over there in AEW,
and now they're going to start coming back. These contracts run out. I mean, MJF, is he ever going to be in the WWE? We don't know.
I hope so.
We don't know.
is fucking awesome, man. But that's the cool thing is like. That's why we got to get back re-influenced because there are going to be people coming back to the WWE, surprise things, and it'd be nice to know what they've been doing while their time was out, or even young up-and-comers who are blowing past their current promotion they're in that are going to come in. Odds are the new level of WWE is when those people do come in, they get sent to NXT to learn. To learn how WWE does things.
The only person that never went to NXT is AJ Styles.
Oh yeah, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Everybody else has went through NXT, and that's what makes it great. And AJ Styles did not go through NXT, which is very rare. He's gone back and made appearances and such, but
he didn't have to go down there to learn the ropes.
No,
because I mean, like I said,
let's face it,
AJ's unbelievable.
Yeah,
like I was watching some of his run with Roman and the club.
Oh yeah,
that was a part of the Bloodline storyline that I was watching, or the origins of the Bloodline.
Oh yeah,
and it was like, I forgot about all this shit. Like
There's
I forgot
so
about
much
Gallows
stuff,
and Anderson
man.
coming over, and like AJ's time at the Bullet Club. We talked about the Bullet Club a couple weeks ago. Like AJ ran the Bullet Club.
Cody, Finn as Prince Devitt. I mean, these guys have all run.
Think about how important
now
that
you got
Bullet
guys,
Club was in New
Now
Japan
you got
Wrestling.
guys in AEW, Jay White. You got all these guys that have these little attachments to the Bullet Club from New Japan, Ring of Honor.
So we want to start
AEW.
tying all these stories
So we're
together
gonna
and how people's careers have progressed and where they've gone. This is what we're really passionate about now.
Yeah, and independent wrestling is where it all starts. I mean, this coming weekend, KT, right here, DeLand, Florida.
Yeah, we teased it last week.
Yeah, we teased it. We've got Pro Wrestling Rebellion, Thanksgiving Throwdown here at OB's in DeLand. If you guys are in this area, you know OB's is a staple in DeLand.
Yeah.
Saturday night, November 30th. Doors open at 4:30. Bell time at 5. $10 at the door. Kids under 10 are free. It's going to be a great night of wrestling. We're going to have Brady Gibson, who is the co-owner of the organization. We're going to have him on in a couple weeks and talk to him about the independent wrestling scene here on the East Coast of Florida.
What he's trying to
do. And what his overall goals, and also what his views are on the current wrestling scene on mainstream. I mean, what better person to talk to than to get someone to talk to that's in the industry right now and see what he thinks about the bloodline, what he thinks about Cody and everything that's going on.
Yeah, when I talked to him the other day, he was like, I really want to bring independent wrestling over to the Volusia County area. He goes, Tampa's the hub, which it is. Tampa's always been the hub of wrestling. But he's like, I think there's a desire and a scene over here that can happen. So if you're in Lake County, you're in Flagler County, you're in Volusia County, I mean, it's a 30-minute drive to get to DeLand. It's kind of the center of everything.
OB's.
And, come on out on Saturday
DeLand
night.
staple, Saturday night. Weather looks like it's going to be great. We've got some matches that have already been announced. We got Booker versus the Deathmatch Cowboys, Wild West Seagrass.
Yeah, I saw a little video promo from him. He looks awesome.
Go on Facebook, check out there. They're hyping their match. And then we've got Tiberius versus Alejandro Bravo, the angriest man in wrestling. So that's going to be good.
You know that's going to be like...
And then we also have Shane Evans and Ramos for the title. So we've got a great stacked card. Those are the 3 big matches, but we've got a packed night. We're going to be there.
Yeah, we're
going.
Come
out and say hi to us. We're going to be checking it out. We're excited for it. We're excited to bring Brady on the show and talk a little bit more about.
We're excited for Brady. He's a good dude.
And we're excited.
Just impressed that he's even taken on this venture and then starting it. And it's exciting to see where it's going to go going forward. And
check out PWR on all the social media. Follow them. They're trying really hard to get this started, and I think they've already had a couple shows. But
this is their third event, I believe.
Thanksgiving Throwdown sounds like it's setting up to be a great night, and we're going to be there, and we're going to be cheering on all the boys, watching some great wrestling, independent wrestling at its finest, and we look forward to getting to know all the guys over there, including Brady, and seeing where Pro Wrestling Rebellion can go in the future. So we are really looking forward to that. We're excited for next Saturday, Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
We'll have full bellies. We'll be ready to go.
Time off.
The beers will be flowing, but also come check us out at OB's. And hopefully everyone will have a great night. So we're really looking forward to that. And we Pro Wrestling Rebellion is the next up and coming independent wrestling. So come check us out. But yeah, we're really excited for that and to get involved and kind of watch what happens at the good old OB's in DeLand.
OB's in DeLand, Florida.
Yeah.
I love it, man. But like we said, we're going to be doing wrestling 100%. This is the show now. We are diving full in. We're gonna bring everything we can, do the research, do the time.
Yeah, we're gonna be bringing guests on. Brady's gonna be our first guest that we ever have on the show. You're gonna be seeing a new kind of background to what we're doing. We've got some cool things in the works. You guys told us what we need to do by your interactions and everything. You know, we got your feedback, and you guys love wrestling. We love wrestling. The interactions online are fantastic, and we want to keep that going. And we always said when we started this podcast that organically we would know what direction we had to go in, and our passion is wrestling, and we can tell your guys' passion is wrestling. and we want to keep bringing that to you over and over again. So
and the best way we can. We're not always going to be right, but that's the beauty about wrestling is it's all okay.
And we love it when you guys talk to us online and tell us your opinion. We love it. That's what it's about. Like we're not Vince McMahon. We're not Triple H. Like we're here to tell your opinions, and we want to have that debate. That's what's beauty about wrestling is we can debate about everything.
Yeah, and we're watching what you say. So if you bring up a good comment or a good thing about what you think, we'll talk about it,
Absolutely.
man. Like, that's what we love as like being wrestling fans is like being able to talk about people's ideas and thoughts about where things are going. It's never going to go the way we exactly expect it, and it's not about being right or wrong. It's just about enjoying the journey. And we would appreciate greatly if you guys love what we're doing, like it, subscribe to our different social media networks, and just keep joining the ride with us.
We've got a great plan on things to come. We really want to eventually do some live streaming with during the PLEs and really get everybody involved, because that's what's really cool. So keep bringing it. We love it. We love it.
Definitely, man. Well, I think it's time to cash this thing out.
Yeah, man. In the great words of Jackie Moon, KT.
ELE.
Everybody love everybody. Thanks again. We'll catch you next week. Live Survivor, not live, but Survivor Series reactions, War Games. We're going to have a lot to talk about. And we're going to talk about the PWR show and what we loved about it. And hopefully we'll get you guys coming out to more shows. Thank you, and we'll see everybody next week.
Peace. I'm McLovin.